Hey guys, Dylan here. I'm going to be going over some creepypastas. I actually did find a real Sonic creepypasta. This isn't a troll pasta, lol pasta, whatever you call it. It's supposed to be genuine. And this one is called Sonic's Lingering Spirit. Now, this is not the original version of the story. The author will tell us that in a second. So, just so you know, there are cringier versions of the story out there. Maybe I'll look at those another day. This story has been rewritten several times. So let's start with this author's note. This particular creepypasta was first created completely differently by me on DeviantArt and had a different ending because of Halloween. This version has a different script and ending than the first, which had 3 parts. Thank you for repeating yourself. And involves a different victim, a young girl. The original script had a young boy who went through a completely different and more... Well, why did you fucking act like this is the same story then? Like, why didn't you just fucking give us that story again? Whatever, why didn't you call us a sequel? I guess I will have to go back to the other story later. Who go through a very traumatic experience that picks away at her sanity. Most of their experiences are very similar to each other in the case that they are playing Sonic games, as both are experts at their young age. How much Sonic do you have to play to be considered an expert? I want to know. If you want to see the original, there's links to all 3 parts at the bottom. The history of this creepypasta, being pretentious, I see. I thought the last part was the history of it. Sonic's Lingering Spirit is a creepypasta where 2 victims had very different encounters with a very sinister spirit. One victim being the most traumatic than the others. That's not how that sentence should go. The idea came from the thought of a unique creepypasta, which is a lie, because you know that doesn't exist, where there are 2 separate experiences told as 2 completely different versions of the same creepypasta. A Pokemon Red and Blue for creepypastas, I see. Where one experience was traumatizing, and the other one was literally brought one of the players to the point of pure insanity. Well, aren't those like synonyms for one another? Whatever. After a number of mysterious occurrences between a PSP and GameCube game and a computer. Okay, that's the fucking history apparently. The creepypasta. I hate it when stories are split up like this, but whatever, just break the immersion. I recently played a Kingdom Hearts game, which I've never played any of them, so expect me to fuck up names and references. I got a gift for 2 years ago, specifically titled Birth by Sleep, which I hear is a shit one. I could be wrong, but I think people hate that one. About 3 months ago, I remember I fought a boss called Vanitas, a very stupid and flamboyant name, sentiment, and defeated it. I don't know who that is or what that is. I one day went online to check my email. Okay, so that just happened. I didn't even need to know how to say his fucking name. Found an anonymous email, because that's how emails work, with a link I've never seen before. That's what anonymous would be. I've already seen a very possible URL name on the internet. What the fuck are you talking about? But was curious to check it out. There was a file called lingeringspirit.exe. I don't know what a .exe is, apparently. For some reason, it was marked as a Sonic game. Are we talking about Sonic now? You start out with Kingdom Hearts, now we just full stop and then switch to Sonic? Why, okay, I guess we're here. I started to think that maybe it was a crossover game, as Lingering Spirits were the spiritually possessed armors in Kingdom Hearts titles. Oh great, so all this is Kingdom Hearts. I'm the worst person to read this because I haven't fucking played a single game. I thought to myself that if I fight Terra's Lingering Will here, then will it probably be the best game I've ever played? What the fuck are you talking about? I loaded the game, because you loaded apparently, and the Sonic the Hedgehog, which the in Sonic the Hedgehog is lowercase even though it's his middle name, so it should be uppercase, but whatever, nitpicking. Game for Sega Genesis title came up, but there was no music. Oh no, spooky. Suddenly, I heard the god-awful Japanese version of the creepy laugh of one of Birth by Sleep's antagonists. It is a knockoff fucking Kefka laugh. Instead, it's that fucking guy that I don't know who he is. I shrugged it off. It is just Sonic.exe, by the way. And went back to focusing on the game. Remember when he said he wanted this to be original? It's not original. As soon as I paused the game, the screen cut to black. Oh god, it literally is Sonic.exe, please kill me. Then I completely freaked out, because it's Sonic.exe, period. A face that looked almost exactly like something from Sonic. Remember when he said he wanted this to be original? Shown up on the title screen, only it looked different. It looked a lot like Vanitas Remnant minus the eyes. I don't know who that is, and I don't fucking care, because you're not even trying to explain Kingdom Heart lore to me. Like, explain to me something about Kingdom Hearts, please, so I have something to go off of here, which resembled that Devil Spawn Games antagonist, but my body was not ready for, okay, I guess you're not Reggie, for the hell I walked into. I was playing as Sonic, like I normally would, except for you never said you played a Sonic game, so I don't fucking know. But something was wrong. Oh, now it's wrong? The background of Green Hill Zone looked like a barren wasteland. I guess you could say Green Hill's looking a lot more like Sand Hill. Fuck, I hate that reference. And the water was dried up as the Keyblade graveyard theme played backwards. What are the odds that you would get a Sonic game that's also Kingdom Hearts and you happen to like Sonic and Kingdom Hearts? What are the odds of that? When I look at the bridges, they were completely destroyed. Then how did you get anywhere? When I walked off the edge, I somehow crossed it like it was a normal bridge. Okay, I guess you answered that one immediately. Dumb for me asking. I was scared, but I wasn't going to let it get the best of me. I noticed all of this looked hacked. Oh, did it now? Someone must have modded the game. Okay, I'm gonna say this now. If it has its own exe file, chances are it's not hacked. Chances are it's not modded. Chances are it's a fan game built from the ground up and has its own original shit. So that's not a hack, that's not a mod, that's a fan game. Suddenly the game crashed about 2 minutes into the level, and something changed about the game when I reloaded it. The Sonic game played again. Well, that's what happens when you restart it. But it was exactly as I saw it. When this weird it all started. I don't fucking know what the fuck he's talking about. When I played it, everything felt all demonic. And suddenly my game went to a Sonic 2 title screen, like Sonic 1 tends to do, and automatically started me off as Tails. This is really just Sonic.exe, and I'm really fucking tired of reading this. Everything seemed normal and legit, minus the G major Japanese Metallic Madness Bad Future theme. Very specific, but everything's normal apparently from Sonic CD, until I reached the end of Zone 1. Act 2, the stage it started me on. Then the creepy laugh came again, and the boss was Sonic, as G major version of the Japanese Sonic CD last boss theme Final Fever started playing, and he looked exactly as I saw him before on Sonic 1. Suddenly the game cut to black, and I heard a blood-curdling scream, presumably Tails' scream? I'm gonna assume that because he didn't fucking say anything. When the game went back to normal, all my lives went to 0, and Tails' limbs were all over the ground. Well, he doesn't have that many limbs, so I don't know how many you're assuming we are going to assume. But yet there was no sign of blood. And suddenly the limbs faded away. Sort of like how the nobodies in Kingdom... Shut the fuck up about Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 2 die. Now I was scared out of my mind and wished I never played this game. I wish I never read your story. Suddenly I got a message saying, "That's only one. I'm far from done." The next title screen loaded, and it was Sonic CD, which is not possible, but go on. And this time there was no laugh. I was almost relieved until I ended up playing the version of Amy from the game. This is literally Sonic.exe. Once again, I started in a late zone act. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, except it was Metallic Madness Bad Future. In the background was an image of the Hidden Message as another song. I don't know what Hidden Message I recognize easily kicked in. The second US Sonic CD boss theme. I realized it was too well. I began to think of the horrible childhood ruining moment of this particular theme. Oh, they're talking about the fun is infinite shit. Chances are you never fucking saw that unless you went on YouTube and looked for it, you fucking poser. I only took a single step when a horrible laugh came in again, and the screen cut to black again as another blood-curdling scream occurred. A message appeared saying, "You cannot escape true sadism, my friend. I never agreed to be your friend." Whatever this thing was, it wasn't Sonic. It's bad. And, which is ... and I guess that's how that works, definitely wasn't any friend of mine. You know, friend of mine, buddy. Oh god, old reference. He wasn't a friend of mine if he was killing his friends. So he would be a friend of yours? A fucking fictional cartoon character would be a friend of yours, but because he's a murderer, he's not? I guess we have to have standards. Before I continue telling my horrible experience, wow, we're gonna have a commercial break, I'm gonna give you an ad from Raid Shadow Legends. I must point out that a degree, which I don't think that's how it's spelled, but okay, the blood bond between a player and the character has been a sacred thing that allowed the player to get to know what the fuck are you talking about, Chris Chan, as they were actually there. And in a way, when you play the role of a character, you technically begin to befriend. Shut the fuck up, they're not real. The people they meet, evidence ever since Donkey Kong for the arcade between Mario and Marion. I don't know who the fuck any of these people are. I know Mario, but I don't know Marion. Now let's continue my last horrible experience while playing the anonymously shared game. The last game title screen loaded and it was Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I guess I needed to know Knuckles was there. Only Tails was completely disappeared from the game as well as Sonic. Oh, this doesn't sound familiar at all. And even their co-op gameplay file, I decided to play as Knuckles because that's what I did in Sonic.exe, and I found myself on the Doomsday Zone, which was impossible unless you use the level select. Haha, I watched that video too. Thank you. Now play an actual fucking video game. Right after 5 minutes of running endlessly, no one would fucking run endlessly for 5 minutes, the screen cut to black. And for a split second I saw Sonic's face again, and then another blood-curdling scream came from my game because that's what happened in Sonic.exe. As the screen cut to black after a minute, I really wanted to take my computer and smash it because that's what Tom would do, but I couldn't as I was driven into fear and looked away from the screen. Suddenly, I got one last message that was flipped to be reversed saying, "Look behind you." That mirror off my glasses, so you have glasses and it just so happened to flip it perfectly for you. What a fucking Gary Stew. When I looked, my heart nearly stopped after 2 minutes stopwatch. That torturous Sonic showed up on the screen even more horrific than before, and the text in front of him appeared and read as follows: "You were fun, but my time with you is up. You survived my little game, so I will pleasure you the joy of living to see another day." I don't want you to pleasure any children, but never forget what you saw. I will be back. Wow, this guy's lamer than Sonic.exe. At least Sonic.exe like stole people's souls or fucking murdered them or something. I don't really remember. And make you scream once more. Enjoy your last shred of sanity, child. That's how sanity works, apparently. I will be back to claim it when the time comes to complete my torturous cycle. I closed my eyes and refused to look, but after 3 minutes stopwatch, the game finally ended. I never played it again after that, but I hid it deep inside my game folder. Just delete it, you fucking idiot, as the horrid reminder of what nearly took all my sanity away. That's not how sanity works. I still treat it like a true treasure to this day. I don't think you know what treasure means. And even though I stopped playing it, I was left to wonder, what the end of the game meant by the words it had read on the screen to this day, but I just pity the next poor soul who gets his game from an anonymous email. And that was Sonic's Lingering Spirit. Okay, so I got multiple questions. 1, why Kingdom Hearts? 2, why fucking rip off Sonic.exe? 3, what the fuck did Kingdom Hearts have anything to do with Sonic.exe? 4, why did you write this story? And 5, why rip off Sonic.exe? I know that one's repeated, but I think you like repeating stuff. This story is terrible. You promised me something original, but it was the same cliched story that I've read 1,000 times, rewritten by other people. I'm going to read the other versions of the story. I don't know when, but I hope that they're more original than this. I'm wanting to believe that you rewrote this so then it would be the typical cliche creepypasta, but I want to think that you made it worse by doing so. The only thing that makes this story even barely stand out is your original OC that you put in this story, and he just looks like a metal Sonic but with weird stripes on him like a zebra, so you really don't have much of anything. This story was bad, and if you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. If you want to see more, then subscribe. Bye, guys. Before the credits roll, I thought I'd give a shout out to my multiple ways of making money. YouTube is slowly starting to sanitize the platform, making it harder for people to make money on edgier content like I do. So I'm reminding you guys that I have a Patreon. The Patreon has plenty of reward tiers, including seeing my podcast early, being able to join my fan Discord, and possibly even getting on the show if I can fit that into the schedule. I have video recommendation tiers that you can try to get into, and if all else fails and my YouTube falls apart, I always have a BitChute account. So remember to check out all these different things in the description below.